Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Mr. Shakespeare here again on the 29th of August 2022, and I'm here with psychic medium and remote viewer Liz Cross. How are we doing today, Liz?
Great, thank you. I love this lawyer's last name, Jim Trusty. He changed that. There's no way his real name is Jim Trusty. Come on.
I have no idea. I know he's one of Trump's new legal team. So have you got a connection with him, please?
I do. Gosh, he's busy. He's very busy.
I bet he's busy. How's he doing today?
I think he's got a bit of a headache because he's so busy. He's stressed out to the max.
Is this because of his client, Donald J. Trump?
Just because of your client. I think it's that and other clients as well. He has a big team working on everything. So I feel like there's a good, how many people, 10, 20, about 20 people working on this behind the scenes.
Okay. Is this anything to do? Does he believe his client is going to get indicted? Trump is going to be indicted?
He hopes not. Do they have grounds to indict him at the moment? No, there's no grounds to indict him at the moment, but they're also not saying what evidence has been recovered. So they're not letting on anything at the moment. Do you believe that they have sufficient grounds or will find sufficient grounds to indict Trump? He actually doesn't know the answer to that.
Okay, but his future self might. Let's push him forward to the end of November 2022.
Ooh, that's a real far out. Should we go out that far, or should we just keep it close in and then maybe check again?
Well, yeah, okay.
Let's go October.
All right, 30th of October.
You remember how popular Halloween is over here. October 30th, 2022. No, 2022. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, what would you like to know?
Has his client, Donald J. Trump, been indicted?
Has Donald J. Trump been indicted? Yes.
And what does he think about the indictment?
What do you think about the indictment? It sucks. His exact words.
Does it have any basis in law, in legal terms? I mean, is it real or is it a political thing?
He thinks it's a political stunt. Is there anything in the documentation? The documentation has not been revealed. Okay. So whatever it is they have on Trump, they're not letting anybody know. And they're saying it will be revealed in court.
So this will come out in discovery, no?
Did this come out in discovery? No, that hasn't happened yet.
But it will happen, though, if there's going to be a trial. It'll have to come out in discovery, no?
Is there going to be a trial? He wants to make sure that Donald settles out of court and that it doesn't go to trial.
If he settles, does that mean that he's basically admitting it?
He's basically admitting it? Yes, of sorts, yes. But they need to know what the evidence is. This is very tight-lipped. Now, he thinks that there is something very, very minor, and they're grasping at straws here. It's something that has not been disclosed. Were there sensitive documents at the residence? So it's a matter of opinion. The lawyer is saying, no, the question is, the documents that were seized, were they actually sensitive documents? And that has to be decided in the court first in order to go forth with the indictment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but if he's saying to his client, basically take a plea deal or something, does that then preclude Donald Trump under whatever statute for running again for president, for any public office? Because I think that's the people who subscribe to the political theory that they are trying to stop him from ever running again. They need to have him convicted or something, and then there's I can't remember which US statute it is, but if you're convicted of it, you can't run for public office, so it precludes him from ever running again.
Mm-hmm. Do you think this is a political move to make sure that he doesn't run again? Absolutely. So the lawyer's personal thoughts, feelings, and opinion, because that's what a probe is about, right? He does believe it's a political move. Is this going to stop him from running for president ever again? And he's telling me what I already know, which is he never intended to run again. He just likes to tease. Absolutely. Donald Trump does not want to run for president again. I don't know how many times I've probed him and I've come across that same answer every single time. He does like to tease. He does like to intimidate the other side with the possibility that he may run, but he has absolutely no interest in running.
Right, but yeah, okay, I understand that he has no interest, but the point is, if he is convicted of this indictment or he takes a plea on the indictment, he will legally never be able to run, regardless of whether he wants to or not. Is that correct?
He takes a plea on the indictment. That's correct.
Okay.
So it looks like, did they bring charges against Trump? It's in the works. So they've had a chat with Trump and the legal team, and they're saying, you know, we are going to bring about charges at this point. Now, what the lawyers just said to me is they could also be calling our bluff. So it looks like in October, this is all unfolding. They're having to sift through the documentation. They're having to decide whether it constitutes as sensitive material based upon whatever it is. And I think personally, like when he's showing me these, you know, documents with a couple of highlights, maybe in the middle of a page of maybe like a sentence or two, and they're going to construe that as sensitive information. But there's actually, as he's telling me, there's actually no detail, real nitty gritty details in those sentences. So it looks like what the lawyer has, he doesn't believe it to be sensitive material. But of course, you know, it's not up for him to decide.
No. Okay. Can we put him forward till another couple of weeks?
Yeah. So let's go November 15th, 2022. The first thing he said to me is, well, why didn't they indict Hunter Biden? Okay. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He's very talkative, this chap. So what's going on? What would you like to know?
What happened in the midterm elections?
What happened in the midterm elections? The Republican took the House, or he keeps the House.
What happened with the Senate?
What happened with the Senate? I feel like it stays the same. The Democrats have it by like 1 or 2 seats.
Okay. All right. Was the House majority quite substantial? Like 50 seats, 100 seats, 20 seats? I mean, what was it? What did you think?
Majority quite substantial? No, and not really. No, not in his opinion.
Okay. Has anything else happened to Trump, his client?
No, they're still waiting. I'm asking him, are you a Democrat or a Republican? And he's like, I don't side with either. I'm right down the middle. I'm independent. I don't feel like he wants to side with anything. He just does his job, does what he needs to do. He says it's dangerous to side one way or the other. I tend to agree with him on that. That's very true. You know, for his career. So for him, it's best to stay neutral.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more of that over the coming years. I think people are less going to identify with one particular faction over another. They'll just, you know, they might change all the time. That'll be a good probe, actually. We should try and do that sometime. Okay, all right. Let's drop Jim. That's all we have for him. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, you will have to revisit this one probably a few more times as more information comes out. And that way we can ask more pinpointed information against whatever evidence that seems to be presented. So, but again, if you are a political expert and you have, inside information that we could possibly ask during the probe, then by all means, you need to contact us. And you can do that by anonymously, if you want. You can send an email or contact me through the contact box. Go to psychiclizcross.com and just fill out the contact box, and we'll certainly ask those questions. If you want to interact with Mr. Shakespeare, the wonderful Mr. Shakespeare, he is found on my Discord page. He has his own category, and a lot of people put suggestions to him for probes on there. Again, that's going to be found psychiclizcross.com. There's a link to the Patreon, or you can go to Patreon and it's /remote viewing and beyond. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Shakespeare. And I will put Mr. Trusty down, and I'll pull him down from the future. Thank you very much.